Mark Weisbrot, the co-director of the Center for Economic and Policy Research. He joins us from Washington, D.C. Mark, thank you for your time. So Corina Machado on a charm offensive with President Trump. Do you think she's trying to focus his mind on the politics of the country and the people of the country and not just the country's oil?
Well, I mean, I think she's trying to focus it on herself. She obviously has ambitions there, and but she can't really play, I don't think, a positive role here. This is somebody who's opposed elections when she didn't like the result and supported people overthrowing them, starting with the election of 2002, where she signed the decree which abolished the Constitution and the Supreme Court and everything. It was a 48-hour coup. Chavez was restored, but she was, part of that leadership. And then in 2004, there was a referendum they held to decide whether Chavez should remain in office. And Chavez won that one by a 59-41 margin. And this was confirmed by observers, including the Carter Center. And she said it was stolen. And there was a whole movement there to say that he actually lost. They had fake polls that were done by famous pollsters here in the United States. And they I have to turn this phone off. Okay.
Well, let's pick up on that. Let's pick up on that, Mark, because Donald Trump, well, he says that she lacks sufficient domestic support to have any claim to potentially leading the country. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I think she hasn't, she's just been, she has to, at this time, she would have to actually be a kind of person who could negotiate and reach some kind of solution there. And she's always denounced that when opposition leaders over the years have negotiated with the government. She's accused them of just betraying the country. And she's called for military intervention in her own country on multiple occasions. And, she also supported and has continued to support the sanctions that the United States has imposed on Venezuela, which have been deadly. They killed tens of thousands of people in just the first year of the Trump sanctions in 2017 to 18. They probably killed over 100,000 by now. They destroyed the economy. A lot of people think that was Maduro or something, but really, from in 8 years, from 2012 to 2020, that economy lost 3/4 of its GDP or income, which is the worst, actually the worst depression, the most severe depression in world history without a war. And it was 3 times the size of the Great Depression in the United States. And she has, supported the sanctions that caused that. And so she's just, there's too many people who wouldn't respect her for that.
So if that suggests then that Delcy Rodriguez will continue as interim leader and relations seem to be warming with the Trump administration somewhat, but I mean, how can she be viewed as a legitimate leader when her predecessor and the president before her, Maduro, was not?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, it would be just another example of the United States, choosing a president illegally. I mean, the United States had no right to come in there and, to kidnap the president of the country, put the military force there. I mean, all of that was illegal under, all of our major treaties, the Organization of American States, the UN Charter. UN experts have already said that this was a war, an illegal armed conflict, they called it, to do this, including the blockade of the country, which again is another it's a repeat of the sanctions of 2019 that the United States imposed on the country, cutting off oil exports. Again, that's going to lead to more hunger there. And so, here's all these things that she supported. And so she could become another beneficiary of that kind of illegal economic violence and military violence if she were chosen by Trump to be president. And by the way, he got a kind of present from her around the Nobel Prize.
Mark, thanks for joining us here on TRT World. Mark Weisbrot there, the co-director of the Centre for Economic and Policy Research.